Imagine being born into a family where you are never allowed to leave your home, and not even once. And someday your family is completely torn away from you entirely. And then now imagine that your home, so-called, is a tank the size of a backyard. This is the reality for orcas that are held in captivity at marine parks like SeaWorld. I have researched this topic extensively, and I've also reviewed legal documents and studied reports from marine biology experts. Like many of you, I care deeply about animal welfare and their well-being in general. I'm not asking you to go protest tomorrow, but I am asking you to agree to a new policy that can be adapted nationally. This issue starts with the suffering of orcas experienced daily. Orcas are incredibly social creatures who live in tight-knit pods, and they are often staying with their mothers for life. In the wild, orcas are known for swimming up to 100 or more miles a day, and they dive thousands upon thousands of feet deep into the ocean, and they actually communicate through a dialect within their own pods. SeaWorld and similar marine parks disrupt these natural behaviors by separating calves from their mothers and confining these orcas into tight-knit spaces and also very, very shallow tanks. They also force them to perform unnatural tricks that are very not common for them in the wild at all, and these conditions result in both physical and mental harm. According to a 2019 report by Whale and Dolphin Conservation Society, over 90% of male dolphins that are in captivity develop a collapsed dorsal fin. This is a condition that is almost never seen in the wild, and also captive orcas live significantly shorter lives than most do out in the wild. Out in the wild, orcas can live up to 60 to even 90 years, but in captivity, they just die of the short age of around 25. Dr. Naomi Rose, she is a marine mammal scientist, and she stated that orcas in captivity suffer from chronic illnesses and abnormal behaviors because they're denied everything that comes natural to them. Even after the release of the documentary Blackfish in 2013, this exposed the abuse and the death of not even just the trainers, but the orcas themselves due to confined spaces and the stress that it puts on their bodies. Even after that, it has not even been banned fully in the United States. So what's enabling this cruelty to happen? The answer lies deep within weak federal laws. Despite the proven harm, current United States laws do not protect captive orcas for entertainment. The Marine Mammal Protection Act of 1972 regulates capture and treatment, but it does not ban public display or even captivity for entertainment. The Animal Welfare Act allows tanks The Animal Welfare Act allows tanks to be as small as 35 feet, and that's all they allow. And that is crazy for animals that swim and dive about 100 or more miles a day. In short, federal laws fail to match what modern science and ethics demand. The result of this is orcas are continued to be used as a profit, and they are treated more like objects than animals, regardless of their suffering. There is a clear and urgent need to change this national policy and get rid of the breeding and all the trading and the use of orcas in shows and putting them out for public display. Now that we've identified the root cause of this, let's explore a plan that has been successful and can work on a national level. In 2016, California passed the Orca Welfare and Safety Act, and this law made it illegal to breed orcas, capture them in the wild, or even use them for performance and shows at all. SeaWorld in San Diego has ended their orca shows completely, and you will never see an orca show in California at all since they passed this bill. Now we need to take this policy national. A federal version of the Orca Welfare and Safety Act would end breeding across the United States, and it would prevent orcas from being shuffled between facilities like objects, and we would start treating them more like animals. This plan is practical. It allows current orcas to live out their lives in more natural sea sanctuaries that are already being developed, like in Nova Scotia and also in Washington State. We must confront the ethical failure of keeping these orcas in captivity for entertainment. It is not good for them, and it is definitely not good for us to keep letting it happen. These animals suffer immense mental and physical harm with us doing this, and these conditions for them are nowhere near natural at all. We've seen that orca captivity is cruel, and the policies are very, very, very outdated, and we need to stop it. A effective solution is already in place and already exists and already works well for these orcas. I hope that I've persuaded you to support a nationwide ban on orca captivity for entertainment, but orcas belong in the ocean, and they do not belong in tanks. If we claim to admire these beautiful creatures, then we need to respect them enough to protect them. Let's stop applauding their suffering and start advocating for their freedom. Thank you.